Sunshine State is scorching hot and full of beaches. Florida is home to some of the world's top amusement parks too. In this list, we have compiled the best that Florida has to offer. This is the top 10 places in Florida. Number 10. Orlando. Orlando is the theme park capital of the world, being home to 10 of the most well-known parks on the globe, including Walt Disney World and Universal Studios Orlando, as well as some smaller parks like Discovery Cove. Head to Discovery Cove to get nose-to-nose with a bottlenose. Learn about dolphins and their behaviors in the Dolphin Lagoon, where you can meet and interact with a real-life bottlenose dolphin. If freshwater fun is more your thing, then head to the Freshwater Oasis. Here, you can swim with adorable little otters and visit the majestic Marmoset Island. Located in the middle of the oasis, Marmoset Island is populated with the playful primates who love to climb the trees and bamboo bridges that decorate their habitat. Are you a movie buff? Then you should visit Universal Studios, where you can grab a nice foamy butterbeer at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Or head to Springfield instead and grab a squishy or a flaming moe. Head to the Quickie Mart and eat like Homer Simpson himself with an iconic Lard Lad donut. Number 9. Boca Raton. Full of perfect palms and beautiful beaches, Boca Raton is one of Florida's most scenic locations. For a day at the beach, visit Red Reef Park and swim along with some colorful parrotfish. Visit Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in Red Reef Park and take a stroll through the butterfly garden that's filled with a variety of butterfly species all year round. The Nature Center has plenty of outdoor aquariums and is also home to a sea turtle rehabilitation facility where you can learn about how sea turtles are taken care of. If you have kids, you have to go to the award-winning Sugar Sand Park. There are many unique learning opportunities at the park, including the Science Playground. This multi-level playground is packed with interactive exhibits that teach basic scientific principles that children can understand. Another establishment that will help you brush up on your knowledge of science is the Science Explorium. Aimed at kids aged 5 through 12, this science museum has interactive exhibits and programs where your kids can learn while participating in science experiments. Number 8. Daytona. Home to NASCAR's Daytona 500, this beachside city was once known as the go-to spring break destination for America's college students. Now, the more mellow Daytona is a prime destination for a relaxing beachside getaway. The Daytona Beach Boardwalk has many storefronts and restaurants to visit, but the real must-see attraction here is the pier. The pier stretches 1,000 feet into the Atlantic Ocean, which makes it a prime destination for fishing and for enjoying the amazing view of the ocean that the pier provides. If you want a bite to eat, there's even a Joe's Crab Shack located on the pier if you want all of the seafood with none of the work. Visit the legendary Daytona International Speedway to see where NASCAR's most prestigious race takes place. Tour the track on one of the Speedway's trams. These trams take you around the terrifyingly high turns that the Speedway is known for. When the tour comes to an end, celebrate the experience on Victory Lane like a true NASCAR driver. Number 7. St. Augustine. Often referred to as the oldest city in the United States, St. Augustine, known as the Ancient City, was established all the way back in 1565. Visit Castillo de San Marcos to see a historic piece of architecture. Along with being the oldest masonry fortification in the United States, Castillo de San Marcos is also the only surviving 17th century military site in the country. Make sure you stay to see the fort's cannon demonstration, which is sure to blow you away. If you love sailing the ocean blue, head to the St. Augustine Lighthouse. This historic landmark was Florida's second lighthouse and was lit all the way back in 1824. If you can't get enough knowledge about America's oldest port, then you'll love the Maritime Museum. Head to LAMP, the Lighthouse Archaeological Maritime Program. This museum is dedicated to discovering and preserving maritime artifacts found in and around the waters of St. Augustine and Florida alike. Number 6. Florida Keys. The Keys are Florida's very own island paradise. Warm waters and mangroves fill the Keys with beautiful hues of green and blue. Need a hotel? Have an unforgettable stay at Jules Undersea Lodge. Strap on your scuba gear and swim down 21 feet to America's only underwater hotel. You can even have a pizza delivered to your room if you so choose. Bookworm? Then you have to visit the house of legendary author and journalist Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway lived here from 1931 to 1939, during which he wrote The Snows of Kilimanjaro, The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber, and the classic novel To Have and to Have Not. The house is now a museum, but it is also home to 40 to 50 descendants of Hemingway's very own polydactyl cats. Are you at the end of the road? You aren't unless you're at mile marker 0. U.S. Highway 1 connects the United States East Coast, spanning an incredibly long 2,369 miles. Located in Key West, this is quite literally the end of the road. Take a picture with the sign and commemorate your visit to the southernmost part of the United States highway system. Number 5. Miami. Miami is located in the heart of southern Florida. Visit Miami Beach for a spectacularly scenic view of Miami and the outstanding ocean that surrounds it. While you're at Miami Beach, pay a visit to the Art Deco district. As its name implies, the district is chock full of amazing Art Deco architecture that'll take you back in time. Picturesque pastel buildings pop with plenty of color. Waldorf Towers is painted a bright orange, while the Imperial Hotel is a bright blue and purple. If you're a plant lover, then you have to go to the Fairchild Tropical Botanical Garden. Filled with many different exhibits, Fairchild Gardens has a little something for everyone. Like plants that taste as good as they look? Then head to the Edible Garden where you can see plants like apricot trees, vanilla orchids, and jackfruit trees. If you want to see some terrific tropical plants that you may not have seen before, then check out the Tropical Plant Conservatory in Rare Plant House. This sprawling 16,500 square foot conservatory houses over 450 species of tropical plants and trees. Number 4. Kennedy Space Center. John F. Kennedy Space Center is where the most legendary space programs got their humble beginnings. If you've always wanted to meet an astronaut, then now is your chance. The Kennedy Space Center's Astronaut Encounter gives you the opportunity to chat with a real astronaut and learn about their experiences in space. If you want to pay your respects to some of history's most decorated astronauts, you can visit the Astronaut Hall of Fame. Learn about the lives of iconic astronauts such as John Glenn, Buzz Aldrin, and the first man on the moon himself, Neil Armstrong. You can see the legendary Saturn V rocket here too. This massive rocket was the largest ever flown through space. Towering above Earth at 313 feet tall, this rocket carried the largest payload ever taken to space, a whopping 310,000 pounds of fuel. Number 3. Dry Tortugas National Park. Located in the Gulf of Mexico, Dry Tortugas National Park is one of the most remote parks in the United States. Filled with unique wildlife and coral reefs, these fun-filled islands are sure to leave you speechless. Constructed in 1846 on the gorgeous Garden Key, Fort Jefferson became the largest brick masonry structure in the Americas. Made of over 16 million bricks and covering over 16 acres of land, this fortress is the third largest in the United States. During the Civil War, the fort held 160 Union soldiers who protected the fort from falling under Confederate control. After the war, the massive fort was used to house former soldiers that were guilty of desertion. There's plenty more to learn about this fantastic fort, and you can do so by visiting the museum and bookstore located inside. The waters around Fort Jefferson are a prime snorkeling destination as they are only 5 to 15 feet deep. Get a close-up view of coral reefs and tropical fish while you swim through the warm waters of the Gulf. The beaches of Dry Tortugas National Park are great for camping. Pitch a tent under a palm tree and relax to your heart's content on Garden Key's wonderful white sand beach. Number 2. Tallahassee. Florida's stunning state capital is full of renowned buildings and landmarks for you to explore. Head to the historic Capitol Museum to learn about Florida's rich history as a former American territory and current U.S. state. Tour the museum to see rooms like the Governor's Office and the Florida Supreme Court's meeting chamber. For an all-in-one educational extravaganza, visit the Tallahassee Museum. This magnificent museum packs a history museum, a science museum, and a zoo all into one place. With 30 unique exhibits, this museum will keep you busy throughout your whole trip. Travel back in time to 1880s Florida with the Big Bend Farm exhibit. Visit all your favorite farm animals like horses, mules, cows, and sheep, and learn how they help the families of the region in their day-to-day lives. You can see the types of crops these families grew in this time period, like cotton, sugarcane, and sweet corn, as well as some of the industrial occupations that people may have had, including blacksmithing and syrup making. Number 1. Everglades National Park. Florida is known for its gators, and there's no better place to find these legendary lizards than the Florida Everglades. Most of this sprawling 1.5 million acre park is only accessible by water, so be prepared to do some serious boating on your visit. Whether you have a boat, kayak, or canoe, there's plenty of ways to enjoy your day on the water. The Everglades are home to over 200,000 alligators, and there's no better way to spot one than by airboat. Take an airboat tour through the Everglades and you can see 28 different species of snake, alligators, and endangered birds. If you're lucky, you might even be able to spot the elusive Florida panther in its natural habitat. If you're in the mood for a walk, the Everglades have numerous different boardwalks that take you through some scenic areas like Mahogany Hammock. The magnificent Mahogany Hammock is full of some of America's tallest and oldest mahogany trees. Anhinga Trail is another one of these beautiful boardwalks that will let you spot various different types of wildlife, including the anhinga and, of course, alligators. The Everglades' massive expanse of wetlands is packed with wonderful wildlife that you can't see anywhere else. The sheer amount of opportunities to spot unique and exciting animals in the Everglades is what makes it number 1 on our list.